Hello everybody, today I'm taking a look at a game called Duskers. This was in the recent Humble Bundle, and it is quite an interesting game. It comes with a tutorial, but we're actually just going to skip that because I've already played the game one time. So in the game, you have got a spaceship you're controlling. You are just out there trying to survive, and you have some drones on your ship that you use to scavenge other ships. So this is the overview map here. Our ship is in blue. Right now we've got 3 different places we could possibly go, and we have enough propulsion. We have 6 out of 6 propulsion, so we're going to go to one that's closest by and only takes 2. Off we go. And now that we are at this other spaceship, we are going to board it. This game uses a lot of keyboard commands. We have our 3 different drones here, and I don't really have any other options since this is a fresh run. So let us just go ahead and board. And you are definitely going to see some times where I'm going to falter on what key to press as I get used to it. But to me, that's just part of the appeal. It makes it feel like you really are controlling something via a keyboard here. Let's see, begin communication. I'm sure there's a story to it, but I'm just going to skip that. So over on the left here, this view is our spaceship, and we are connected to this other spaceship via airlock 1, which is A1. So before we go and just open that up, we need to see what's in airlock 1. So we're going to change views with the spacebar. And here are our 3 drones. Drone number 1 has got stealth, which I have not seen before. I have no clue what that does. It's got a gather ability, which is how you gather scrap to help fuel your ship and buy upgrades. Let's see, drone number 2 just has a generator. So with a generator, you connect to the power supply on the ship that you're scavenging, and it allows you to control doors. And I believe it also lights up some of the map as well. Lastly, let's take a look at Tommy. And Tommy is the one I was looking for because Tommy has motion. Let's go back to the first one. Alright, I don't know what any of these do. Let's go back to Tommy. I don't know if motion is exactly what I was looking for, but let's give it a shot. So in order to do motion, I think you can't even click on it. You have to use the keyboard terminal over here. So let's do motion. Oh, bummer. Alright, it did work. So these green lines it's scanning means that it doesn't see anything bad in the current room we're in or the room we're going into. We've got 49 out of 50, which is a lot for now, but once we're out of these, then we are out unless we find more, or I believe you can possibly refill. The first thing we have to do is we have to open this airlock, and the way you do that, I believe, is open A1 for airlock 1. And then let's just go in here and scan around. There's some scrap. There's a power supply. Another door. I could also go into map view. Let's just take a look on down below here. Oh, that door's already open. I'm going to assume there's nothing bad in here because it didn't just run in and kill me since the door was open. Okay. So we've seen some scrap around, and who has the gatherer? That would be Matt. So what I could do is I could pilot Matt into here, and I can do a gather all. Is there any more up here? So I know there's some scrap over in room 3. And once you get to the bigger stations, I assume this really comes in handy. I don't want to pilot that drone all the way in there myself. I want to, I believe it's navigate, number 1, which is drone 1, into room 3. R3. Let's see if this works. Off he goes. And once I see he gets in there, I can hit gather all. And he's going to take care of that. Let's go over to our second drone, who is the generator, and let's navigate drone 2 to R2. let's see if I can remember the command. I need that drone to hook into the power supply. You know what? I can't remember. Let's just go up to it and see what it says. It doesn't say anything. Generator? Looky there. So now that he's hooked onto the generator, I can see we've got 2 additional rooms in here. But what I don't know is if there's anything bad in those rooms. So I need to do a scan. And I believe Droid 3 had our scan. Let's go motion. Uh-oh. So there are enemies in room 5. So what I need to do, I don't believe I have control over door 5 because it is dotted out. I do have control over these doors with the solid ones. Maybe I don't. Let's just find out. Can we close? No. Can we open D5? Open door 5. Can. Close door 5. I want to keep him in there for right now, I think. I think I do. Okay, so I was wrong. If it's grayed out, I don't have control over it. So let's open D4. We can see that's opened. Let's send Droid 1. No, don't have to put a D. Let's move Droid 1 and number 3 into R4. Aw, bummer. It's not move, it's navigate. Move would make too much sense. Navigate 1 and 3 to room 4. Let's see if I got this right. Let's just see what number 3 is seeing. Oh, looky there, there's some good stuff in here. So let's switch to 1, and let's gather all. Looks like he got some fuel, and he got some scrap. Come on, number 3, you're in the way. Alright, let's start looking at what we want to do next. I definitely don't want to open D3 because I don't know what's on the other side at this point. I know there's something bad in D5, or room 5. So I want to trap it in room 4 for right now. So let's navigate 1 and 3 into R2. Whoops. Can I cancel? You all stop moving. Oh well. Sometimes it is easier just to do it this way. Alright, let's close door 4. And all the other doors are closed. And now let's... Alright. So I'm going to have to use emotion again, otherwise I won't know when the monster's out of the room. Okay, let's open D5. And the monster won't go in there right away, but we'll know when he does go in there. Come on, monster. There. Now we've locked the monster in that room. Let's open D9. I said D9. Open door 9. Alright, so here we have got a drone that is dead, or possibly dead. So we are going to take one of its probes. Drops a probe, which will explore rooms. Never seen that before. So let's close it. what else is in this room? Absolutely nothing. Okay, our next goal is to see what's in room 7. So let's move number 3, since he is our scanner, to room 5. Boy, I can't type. Into room 5. Let's navigate number 3 into room 5. You see, as soon as he moves, you lose all your scanning that you just did. So now let's go motion. And it looks like we are good in that following room. So let's open door 7. And let's just manually take control of number 3. And let's see what's in here. I have a bad habit of hitting M for map instead of spacebar. Alright, we've got another door that we don't know anything about what's behind it. So let's just continue doing a manual search in here. I also don't know why that door is yellow. Did it again. M for map instead of spacebar. Is it yellow because it's airlock 2? Wow, I've never seen another airlock, so this is kind of cool. Let's send number 1 in. Let's navigate number 1 into room 6. And then let's have him gather all. Alright, I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see if it'll let us open airlock 2. No. Before we go crazy, let's monitor. What's the word? Motion. So I have no clue what's in that room. Before I open that, I want to power up what's in room 2, just to see if it does anything besides let me open door 6. So navigate number 2 into room 3. You know, I haven't talked at all what I think about the game, but I really like it. I mean, I don't usually do these kind of videos where you watch me play, but I just find this so interesting for some reason. It harkens back to the old days of the BBS games where all you had was your terminal to type in and make the ships navigate. But I mean, so far, this game was a lot of fun. I'm awful at it. We're probably going to open airlock 2 and get everybody killed, but that's half the fun of it. These levels are procedurally generated, so you don't have the same thing twice. Let's take control of droid number 2 here, and let's tap into the generator. Okay, I don't really see where that did anything different other than I control some different doors now. So let's just see what happens if we can open airlock 2. Reissue command to open air. Am I like gonna open everything into space or something if I do this? Okay, just to be safe, let's take droid 1 and droid 3 into room 5. And then let's close door 7. And now let's even, I don't know why, let's just close airlock 1. Now let's open airlock 2. Okay, so it literally is nothing. It is an airlock into space. Alright, so we have taken pretty much everything we can out of this particular spaceship. The only thing left to do is let's take a look at poor Aaron here. And I'm just curious if we can tow Aaron back for scrap. We can. So now we've got to open A1. Now Let's navigate, I think it's all, into room 1. And off they go. Let's close airlock 1. And I believe it's exit. Okay, so we collected fuel, we collected scrap, we've added Aaron to our fleet, probe upgrade added to drone Matt, because I picked up that additional stuff. So if you remember from the beginning, it took us 2 fuel to get here, so we're not exactly swimming in extra resources here. And at this point, we are back to our original screen. Let's take a look at the drone config. Can change their loadout. There's Aaron. How do we move Aaron around? Oh well. For our next adventure, I'm sure we can add Aaron into there. I'm guessing as we go along, we are going to find a lot of additional equipment because that is a lot of inventory slots to have to fill up. If we go into ship config, no idea what we can upgrade there, but I'm guessing there's supposed to be some cool stuff. And lastly, modifications. We collected scrap on that one. We have how much scrap total right now? Is it just 8? Wow, that's sad. So we have different upgrades we can do. We could increase the speed on Matt. We could convert him into scrap. So I could potentially convert Aaron into scrap. But we won't do that right now. We can upgrade. We can change the stealth. We can repair ship upgrades. Anyways, as you can see, there is a whole lot of depth to this game, and never heard of it before, but I think this game is awesome. I'm going to be playing it some more, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks.